All right, so this video is going to help you with page 220. So everybody should be turned to page 220 in their text. You are welcome to pause the video while we wait for everybody to move to page 220. Again, as you saw on the agenda slide, these videos are available for you in Schoology if you want to go back and look at them individually. All right, so we have looked at craft and structure. So we looked at central idea, both stated and implied. So you should be done with page 219. Now we're going to look at author style. So every author has a style of writing, and sometimes they'll even change their style in connection with what type of writing they're doing. But there is an author's style. For example, Edgar Allan Poe has a style. Dog Man has a style. So in this particular activity, we are going to look at the author's style in Anne Frank's diary. So we're going to look at Anne Frank's writing style. Now you might be asking, how can we look at style? How do I do that? Well, one way to look at style is to look at the author's word choice. Word choice is also called diction. So once again, let's go through here. We're going to underline the important words, the important key items in this explanation, and then you are going to come over and work on this chart. All right, so word choice. An author's style is his or her way of using language. Style includes a writer's word choice or diction and sentence structure. Now, sentence structure is called syntax, but we will not worry about that right now. The author of a diary often uses an informal conversational style. Now, if I was in the room, I would ask you, why do you think they would use an informal conversational style? So I'm going to pause so you can think about that. One thing you might have thought of is the fact that usually a diary is not read by anybody except the author of that diary. When Anne Frank wrote her diary, we don't know, probably not, but I don't think she was going to actually have it published. She was writing it just to get through her time while in hiding. So Anne Frank is no exception. In her diary, her style is conversational and even intimate, as if she were speaking to a trusted friend. So you might have noticed in her diary, she always said Kitty, so she called her diary Kitty. In fact, she even gives this friend a name, Kitty. Notice the unique qualities of her style in the passages from her diary shown here. So we have two example passages. So passage 1, it says, notice her use of contractions, simple words, and informal expression jot down. So when you're writing formally, say for an essay or for an informational text, you don't tend to use contractions. So what they mean, if you're not familiar, is here, don't. That is a contraction. If this was formal, you wouldn't use that word. You wouldn't use the word I'm. Simple words. So I don't want to jot down the facts in this diary the way most people would do. Notice we don't have a lot of big words, not a lot of syllables. Very conversational. We don't see a lot of, sorry about that. We don't see a lot of science words or social studies words or fancy words. It's just very down to earth. Now let's look at passage 2. Notice how this sentence has a natural flow rather than a stiff formality. So it says, in any case, that's just how things are, and they're not liable to change. So Natural flow is kind of hard to explain. It just flows. So in any case, pause. That's just how things are. Pause, and they're not liable to change. So da-da, da-da, da-da. So a natural flow. So now you are going to look for examples of Anne Frank's style. So it says here, read it. Work with your group, so you can work with a partner, to identify 2 additional examples of Anne Frank's style. Explain specific ways in which her diction and syntax, again, syntax they didn't explain. They should have explained it. Syntax is sentence structure. Create an informal conversational style. Use the chart to record your notes. So I've given you an example to start with. So here's a passage, paragraph 14. You may laugh, but these things aren't so easy in a hiding place. So think about the types of words that she's using here that show informal. Remember, come over here for your examples. So short sentences, flowy sentences, contractions, simple words. So again, over here, you're going to put one more passage. Over here, you're going to explain. So when you explain, you can, let's see. Give me just a sec. Hold on. Insert. This is informal because. So you can start with that. This is informal because. And then pick another passage from her diary that you think is really informal, and then explain what makes it really informal. So that's what you're going to do on this page. Thank you much.